Hey guys, today I'll be reviewing the 16-ounce Untitled Gel Rush bag gloves. You can get these on titledboxing.com or a lot of other online retail places. You can see that they are a pretty nice looking glove overall. I did say that they're the bag glove versions. They do come in the training glove version of these as well. They look identical. I think the color scheme is a little bit different. But the big difference between these bag gloves and the training gloves is the bag gloves, the padding over the knuckle area is denser, so and a little bit thicker, so that you can really use it on the bag, heavy bag, should I say, without injuring your knuckles. Or if for those of you that have hand injuries or wrist problems, these are really good for that. So you can do heavy bag work and not have to worry about letting up on power when you place your shots because you're afraid you might tweak your wrist or your knuckles are really sore. So really nice glove in that respect. You can see that it's a really nice looking glove. Has the title logo on the front there on top, the gel logo on the thumb. You have a kind of a little motto right there, hit it hard. Some little motivation for you while you train. It does have the vented palm that they use on a lot of new gloves nowadays. Standard attached thumb, the gel logo on front. And as you can see that the design of it almost uses a kind of a row of stitching that goes on the top of the glove all the way to the front, and then kind of a row of stitching on there. I wouldn't recommend them for sparring just because of that, because you can probably cut somebody open with that pretty easily, especially when things are getting real sweaty. It can slide across somebody's face and really scrape them up or cut them open. Same thing with this tag right here, being plastic, that you can kind of graze somebody and cut them open pretty well unintentionally. So quality-wise, the gloves are pretty good. They are made in China. There's a tag on the inside here that says they're made in China. It is 100% leather. I think they use different cuts of leather on the actual wrist strap and then the palm. The rest of the glove uses the same kind of leather. Pretty standard for Title. Pretty nice. Obviously not Mexican quality, I would say, but pretty good for what it is, for what you would expect from Title and fighting sports, to use the same kind of leather. So pretty nice, thick feel to it. Pretty durable. Should last quite a while. I like the thumb placement as well. It does have more an elongated thumb. So when I open these up and I put my hand in here, the thumb doesn't feel that's an awkward position. I can make a good fist. As far as comfort goes, the gloves are very comfortable. They run a little bit more on the compact side. So even without my my hand wraps on, it does feel pretty snug inside there. So you can imagine once I put my hand wraps on, it'll be even more snug. Finger compartment is nice, not too wide and not too narrow. So it doesn't feel like my fingers are kind of going on top of each other. So that's good as well. I think they will definitely use a little bit more of a breaking in. When I initially got them, they were a little bit more on the stiff side, so it would take a little bit more effort to create a good fist. So that's going to eventually break in after several rounds of doing work on the heavy bag. That should fix that issue with that. So the big question about these gloves is how good are they at protecting your hands? I'd say they're very, very good at protecting your hands. That gel padding, if you're familiar with Title's gel line gloves, they use a layered padding, and then they have a layer of gel on top, which is good. It adds a little bit more weight to the glove. If I were to weigh these gloves, I'd probably say they're heavier than 16 ounces, but they add a little bit of weight to the gloves. However, they also add a lot more protection. So when you make contact with your knuckles on the bag, it really disperses the shock of the shot. So you don't really feel it go straight to your knuckles and get that sore feeling, or the shock goes all the way down to your wrists and you start having a really sore wrist, or you have a tweaked wrist. So this really does a great job of absorbing the shock, which is what these gloves were meant for. So excellent for the heavy bag. Profile of the gloves, it's a pretty long glove. You can see it's tapered off. The cuff is a little bit longer, and that's just for when you're blocking shots. You have hooks coming in, or you're moving and you're slipping, and any shots come in, it kind of comes lower so it can protect your forearm from getting injured as well. Wrist protection, pretty good, standard for most Velcro gloves. I like that the wrist strap is not elastic. It's a nice piece of, I think it's synthetic leather, but it's a solid piece so that when you come across and you lock your wrist in it, it has a pretty solid feel. It doesn't feel like your wrist is going to move around a lot. So the quality of the glove is okay. You can see that it has some stitching that's coming apart on several areas. Like I said, it's about right for Title boxing. It's a mass-produced glove, so these are definitely not handmade where you would expect a little bit more craftsmanship. that from gloves like Winning or Plato Reyes, where they have a lot more attention to detail. But nonetheless, it's still a nice glove. You can get these on Untitled Boxing, I believe, for like $120. They come in two color schemes. They have the black color scheme, and they also have the red, where the outside is red and then the inside has the black right here. And I believe this is white, I think. So you would have to check that out. Come in 14, 16, and I believe 18 ounces. I could be wrong with that, but just check it out and you'll see the info on them. And Title always runs promotions for like 20, 25% off. So I would wait to get these and get it at a discounted rate. But overall, a really solid glove for doing bag work. Nice profile to them. If you looked at my old video where I did the review of the other Title gel gloves, I like how they made them more balanced. So you can see that it's not too top heavy like some of the older gel gloves that you get from Title. These are a lot more equally distributed weight. So it's definitely a much nicer version of their earlier gel bag gloves. And they definitely up their game in that regards. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, and thanks for watching.